example B. In example B, we are dividing by 4, so we're going to make a multiplication table with our 4 facts. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 4, 16. 4 times 5, 20. I remember that we're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but adding a 0. So I just copy my list 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I add my zeros 40, 80, 120, 160, 200. I go to my problem and I'm trying to find the biggest number I can subtract from 311. Going to my table, I can subtract 200. I'm going to circle the factor 50. I'm going to come over to my problem and subtract 200. I'm going to put my factor 50 over here. Now, answer to subtraction, 111. I go back to my table. What's the biggest number I can subtract from 111? I can't subtract 200 or 160 or 120. I can subtract 80. The factor is 20. I'm going to come over to my problem. I'm going to subtract 80. I'm going to write my factor 20. My answer to subtraction, 1 minus 0 is 1. This is a bigger bottom, better borrow. Take 1 away from 1. Nothing is left. Give that 1 in the tens place to make that 11. 11, take away 8 is 3. I go back to my table. I'm looking for the biggest number I can subtract. 80 and 40 are too big. 20 is something I can use, so I'll circle the 5. I'm going to subtract 20. I'm going to stack my 5 in the ones place. My answer to subtraction, 1 minus 0, 3 minus 2, 11. I go back to my table. What can I subtract from 11? 20 is too big. 16 is too big. 12 is too big. 8. I'll circle my factor 2 and go back to my subtraction problem. I'll subtract 8 and I'll put my 2 in the ones place. 11 minus 8, that's 3. I go back to my table. I know that the 8 and the 4 are too big. So I know this is my remainder 3. I'm ready to add my quotient, my factors. 50 plus 20, 70. 70 plus 5, 75. 75 plus 2, 77 is my quotient. Quotient is the answer to a division problem, so 77 goes on top. My remainder was 3, but this time I needed 4 to make a whole group. So my answer is 77 and 3/4.